traceable, trackable, immutable, how we leverage them. If you asked people across the world, even regulators and senior officials, whether they really understand that this technology allows us to do compliance better. You can use tools like TRM for wallet screening, for transaction monitoring, in ways that we never can do compliance in the traditional world. But I think that it's still this sense that, yeah, crypto is anonymous, it's good for money laundering, when it's really quite the opposite. There's always going to be fraud and financial crime in any financial system. So when I think about in crypto, TRM data says it's about 1% of overall activity is illicit. That means 99%-ish of activity within the crypto ecosystem is lawful. But that 1% is significant because that 1% is terrorist financing, right? It's sanctions evasion. It's North Korea's cyber attacks, ransomware. Those threats are what keeps me up at night. But there's this other thing that's happening right now, and that is bad actors are using AI to supercharge all of this activity. So before, when we were thinking about scams, you had maybe not great phishing emails or text messages. Now these are tailored emails to that person. Sometimes they're not emails. Sometimes they are text messages, photos, voicemails, videos, right? We're seeing ransomware actors use AI to create AI ransomware variants, ransomware affiliates. We're seeing hackers use it to launder funds. So I think that the world of financial crime right now is being supercharged. It's going to continue to be supercharged. And if you ask me what really truly keeps me up at night, it's that criminals are going to really be able to leverage AI in a meaningful way. And AI is absolutely transformative technology. I think what helps with that is that at TRM, we're building AI native tools that can go out and fight this type of activity. But I'd say that AI supercharging crime is something that we're thinking about all the time, removing those human bottlenecks, allowing criminals to move faster. We are absolutely ready for that. I think that any compliance professional in the world should be using AI native tools today. But if it's not happening today at large financial institutions, it's coming. It's already happening today at crypto businesses, DeFi startups. We need to leverage the technology. A couple weeks ago, I testified before the US Congress on AI crime. And my message was, hey, look, criminals are using this. They're using it at scale. They're using it to remove human bottlenecks, to move faster than ever before. And the only way to combat it is to leverage the technology. So at TRM, we are 24/7 focused on how we can leverage AI to stop bad actors who are leveraging AI. If criminals can supercharge their activity, we need also to use the technology and use it wisely. I think it's less of a blind spot and more of a capacity issue. Right now, if I look around the world at law enforcement and regulators, there's a cadre of experts on blockchain intelligence, on tracing, on tracking, on these types of issues. But we need to expand that universe. We need more agents, we need more investigators, we need more regulators and policymakers with the access to tools and training in order to meet this new digital moment. If I could think of a blind spot, it's really just we're still relying on a handful of folks when illicit activity is moving from city streets to blockchains and cyberspace. We need to ensure that our investigators, our regulators have the tools necessary there. I think a corollary to that is right now, we are seeing a proliferation of legislation, of policy making, of regulation in this space. We need to make sure that we have the people there who can enforce this. In the US, we've just seen Genius. The White House just put out a 163-page report. The SEC, CFTC are doing all this activity this week on crypto policy making and regulation. The reality is we really need to ensure that regulators have the tools to enforce the regulations that are here and that are coming. And this is not a US issue. It is a global issue. I will say that I think that there are certain regulators globally. I'm asked all the time, where's a model where folks have done the work? And if you do go back in time, the Monetary Authority of Singapore has been active in these areas for a really long time and has done a really terrific job of getting ahead. And I think the US is really now playing catch up when it comes to these regulatory frameworks.